gonna start this up. And I made him in a chat party. Cool. Hopefully some homies get on later. Dude, I gotta tell you guys something. And it's something that's been bothering me for quite a while. You know, the feeling of getting old. Like, when I was 10, I thought I was pretty old up until that point. When I became 16, I thought I was getting old. I'm going on 20 now. And it's that feeling of seeing your family members grow up. And it's that feeling of, like, you know, seeing your aunt that was like 30 or, you know, 30 or so turning into, you know, their 50s, going into their 50s. When they were once 30. And it's like, wow. It's like, people change. I mean, it's true, they really do. And then you get to see where they're at in life. And it's like, so, if, let's say one of your friends was growing up over here, they move all over the place, and then you see them, like, 8 years later, they're a different person almost. And it's just weird to see how people change. Alright, I'm back. So anyway, the rest of the crew should be joining me tomorrow. I'm working from 12 to 8. Let's look at my schedule.
If you have to get killed, can you at least die quietly? I've seen better.
Let's look at my schedule. I took a picture of it. I'm off today, tomorrow, 12 to 8, and then Saturday, 11 to 7. You know, they really want me working hard, so, you know, and when I get paid, it's I don't have a lot of money. Working the hours I work. I'm a part-time worker, too, and I seem to get pretty good hours. For the most part, I can get by with 3 days off regularly. Though there are some occasions where, like, okay, you know, I have no days off this week, but I'm working, but there are some days where I'm only working like 4 hours. And it's like, okay, well, it's better than the day off. You know? Especially if it's like in the morning. If I can work a 4 or 5 hour shift in the morning, that's a good day. I can get home and enjoy the rest of the day. You know, but as I'm getting older, I begin to miss my high school years. You know, and like I said, this is something that's been bothering me lately. When I listen to music I used to listen to when I was in high school or middle school, or even elementary school, which I was listening to like 3 Days Grace, Breaking Benjamin, you know, Rise Against, like all in elementary school, and Papa Roach, and I've been listening to that all the way from elementary all the way up till now, out of high school. And that feeling of sorry, I didn't blow my nose, I totally sneezed on the mic, sorry about that. So yeah, you know, obviously this is something that has been bothering me for a while. And so the reason it bothers me is just because I remember the old days of being younger. And it bothers me because it feels like I miss those days so much, not only out of nostalgia, but just out of that old feeling of just, I don't know, doing what I used to do. Like, back in the day, Black Ops 1 was like the only Black Ops game. It was the sequel to World at War. But back in the day, back when, you know, Kino de Toten was a popular map,
Don't let them see you bleed.
sorry guys, my friend called me. Instead of being a dick and not picking up, I decided to pick up and pause the stream. Because I'm about to talk to my friend, and so instead of leaving my homie hanging, there we go. I jump borders. Oh, that's a dumbass, man. It's like part of the economic problem we got going on today. Regardless, I miss being younger. Like, is it me, or do I remember when, like, I got my, like, first 5 Nerf guns, and all my buddies and I were just, like, big Nerf battles, and they weren't even all that big. It wasn't until I, had, like, 25 plus Nerf guns. Here we go. Everybody's gonna join. Hey, Justin.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm talking about on my stream. I'm talking about how getting old sucks. Like, I feel like I'm getting so old. Like, the other day I had this conversation, and I said, does anyone remember Blockbuster videos? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. The whole, like, do you remember back in the day when you used to just be able to go out to a video store and rent, like, movies and sometimes video games, and then like you'd have to take them back obviously after a certain set time. It was like a library for movies. You would go rent like a library, you rent a book, only you'd rent a movie. And in libraries you can still rent movies and CDs and stuff. You can still do that at my public library. Obviously it wouldn't be a library without it. It's like, how is a library able to... Here's my big question. How the hell is a library able to survive throughout time? Right? Because it's the same old shit. Just, you rent your book, whatever. How could that survive, but a movie, video store not survive? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you can rent video games at the movie store. They sell, like, popcorn and chocolate snacks. It's like, dude, there's so much more variety than the library. You would think that the, Blockbuster videos would have never went out of business. And when they went out of business, it was the worst, because it literally left us with only family video, which was no big deal, because we still have family video. Now that's gone.
Thanks, man.
There are no more family videos where I live. I don't know about you. But do you guys have Blockbuster where you live?
No.
I think it was
Movie Shop. We have this place called Movie Shop, but that's closed now.
Yeah, like what's up with all these places closing down that involve like renting movies? It pisses me off. Because there are some movies I kinda don't really like all that much, but I like to watch them, but I don't really feel like owning them. Does that make sense?
Well balanced.
And so now I've just gotten to the point where I just buy DVDs constantly. And one of the many things I really want to watch is Doctor Sleep. You know?
Ooh, deadly.
I don't know if you're aware of that. It's the Shining sequel. And I really want to watch it because I've seen a video on it today, and I thought it was an interesting concept because I know the book, you know, is the Shining book is very different from the movie. Very different. And this movie is like a sequel to the book and the movie. So there are some elements of both, and so since I've read the book, I've watched the movie, I think I could maybe pick up some of like the whole elements from both the book and the movie that are, you know, being used in this film. And so I think that's an interesting concept, and so I really am intrigued to watch the movie. But I'm like, well, where should I go watch it? It's like, you know what I think, Justin?
What?
This is my opinion. So, I think streaming services like Netflix, I think that's the reason that killed all the all like the video stores and stuff.
It's all about.
It's like shopping online sucks because it kills stores in IRL. Like
Doesn't mean I like you.
you know, online it's like I don't like shopping online all that much. It's like you could see it. Okay, here's an example, right? Here is a katana sword being sold for $188. Okay, that's obviously a very cheap piece of shit katana, but you know what I mean? It's like, okay, I bought a katana. Let's wait for it to come in the mail. It comes in the mail and it's not the size that it looks. Or it's not the weight, or it's not the same quality. And there's no way you can tell it's the quality of it because you're not buying it in person. You can't physically touch it or hold it or see it in person. You're seeing a picture, an image of it on the internet. You don't know what it's going to be when it finally comes in. And when it does come in, it's like, you know, what the fuck? If people are talking about buying cars online, I wonder how that's going to fucking work. It's like, go to a car dealership. Now, you know, obviously there's some exceptions, you know, and then you got places like Carvana that are like, the best used car shopping experience. And they all turn out to be cars. Oh, he just left. He came back.
How about that? Shit went out.
What do you call it? But you feel me though, Justin? It's like you got places like Carvana, the best used car buying experience, all online. Well, you buy it online, it turns out the car you buy, the only cars available are cars that are less than 5 years old. Modern, all modern. It's like, I don't give a fuck about a Toyota Corolla. I had to buy me a 1965 or 1971 Pontiac Le Mans. Not that fucking 90s Pontiac Le Mans bullshit where they turned the thing into a hatchback. I don't like that. I like the old school muscle cars. Where are those? You can't find them. It's like, what the fuck happened? Like, really, what the fuck happened to everything? Car buying. Everything's online, dude. I don't like that. I love the internet. I love the accessibility of the internet. I love its capabilities, but this is too much, dog. This is way too much.
Yeah, you are right about that.
It's just too fucking much.
You can buy fucking guns. Not real ones, but
I wonder what that would be like to buy a gun online. That's got to be the dumbest fucking shit, dude. I believe you can buy like gun accessories, like if I wanted to change out the charging handle on my AR-15, I should be able to buy a charging handle. If I wanted to buy a different bolt, I should be allowed to buy a different bolt. If I wanted to buy, you know, maybe like a reflex sight, I should be able to. But something like a suppressor, where you need to go through special paperwork to buy it, stuff like that, I don't think you should be allowed to buy online. I think you should be allowed to browse it and then order it to a gun store for you to purchase. And ultimately, like, I don't, like I said, online is just too much. It's too much, dude. This is not my thing. I think it's just, yeah, I think it's as simple as it is. It's too fucking much. We used to have a Blockbuster Video down the street from our house. We used to have a place called Hollywood Video. I mean, Hollywood Video just, you know, it got its shit in, and then, you know, typically it had a little bit better variety than Blockbuster. It had the movies that are like less. They had the original, like they over there at Hollywood Video. I think they even still had the VHS shits and stuff. And then I mean, they had a bigger variety. But Blockbuster had the the Blu-ray shit before they did. So, you know, I remember all that shit, dude. Growing up as a kid, I remember it. And then, you know, obviously Family Video wasn't the best place to go, but you know, they had a lot of stuff in general. They had a lot of the low budget horror movies from the 90s and 80s. And it, you know, it wasn't all that bad of an experience going to Family Video. And ultimately I had to go to Family Video quite often because it was the only other place to go.
It's all about Walmart now.
Yeah, it's like Walmart. I got a Meijer down the road, but Walmart, dude. Walmart. I don't really like Walmart.
I'm going to town to go to movie stop for this.
This doesn't mean I like you.
Yeah, we used to have a place called Movie Stop. And now it's all shut down.
I'll take it.
We go to that on Friday, you know what? Do you hear me?
What happened? Hey, I made one of them. Hey, we made one of them leave. I'm playing some Rogue Company because I'm gonna grind out this battle pass. I know for sure to not just buy a battle pass and let this season slip me. Fuck that. Are you gonna get on the PlayStation? If you do, I'll invite you.
My TV hasn't cut off. Let me see if my TV will cut off, and plus I'm probably gonna lose the connection. So like right now, I'm really living off my options.
I'll take it.
Alright, I got Helping Hand. Should allow me to res my teammates faster. Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm proud to say DeWalt's my favorite, like, tool brand.
And what's the best tool brand ever?
I mean, it's so much better than Craftsman. Not that Craftsman's a bad name or anything. I mean, Craftsman's okay. I'll say this much about Craftsman Power Tools. It's not what it used to be. It used to be really good, and now it's all made in China. But the weird thing about... The only things I still like about Craftsman are, like, their socket sets and, like, a lot of their hand tools. But, you know, DeWalt makes its own socket sets now, but I haven't been able to find them in stores. I think I have to buy them online, and I will ultimately buy them online. I just like the name brand DeWalt. Like Ford, right? I just like the name brand. I go with the name brand because I like the reliability that the name stands on. I'm very particular. Black Rain's a good brand for AR-15s, but ultimately speaking with guns, I have no particular bias against any brand with guns. Maybe except for Taurus. I feel like Taurus guns are very low quality when in comparison to other guns, but ultimately Taurus guns are very budget friendly, and so the people that really like them only like them because they're literally budget friendly. They're dirt cheap. And there's nothing wrong with dirt cheap guns. I mean, as long as you're not overpaying what the gun's actually worth. As long as you see it for what it is, I feel like there's no problem. Damn. We still have an opportunity. We still have a good opportunity to win this thing.
You hear me? I gotta go to the bath close up.
I got dropped. I think we lost this one, yeah. This is a good match.
Contract's a bust. Let's head home.
I'm able to take the L. Normally I'd surrender a situation like that, but I fought through it. I'll invite you when I get done loading.
I'm not on this game. My TV's not working.
Oh, shit.
Right, that's the thing. Working right.
You know what I honestly hate?
Every time I load back up, it cuts on, cuts right back off.
You know what, bro? What I don't get, bro, is everyone who cares about phone brands.
I don't give a shit about a phone.
Like, I get the whole Apple shit. I mean, Apple's a good brand for phones, I guess. I've seen some shittier models from Apple, but I see a lot of the good stuff coming from Apple and Samsung. Especially the Samsung Galaxy shit. Like, are you seeing these phones?
Samsung lasts a hell of a lot longer than the iPhone.
Yeah, and iPhones are expensive too. But I go with Androids, dude. I'm OG like that, bro. I like the LG stuff, bro. I have an LG Smart TV. You know, there's nothing wrong with LG, I don't feel. And so that's just a name brand I've come to trust over the years, because I've always had. I mean, at one point I had a different brand phone, my first brand, and the service was under Boost Mobile, and that fucking sucked. I hated it. It was an expensive, overpriced service, and the data you got was good and all that. So is your infinite calls. So you can unlimited call, text, but the data was not unlimited, but you got a lot of it. But the problem is, man, even if you still had data left and your service plan ended or whatever, you'd lose all your data. And I guess that's rightfully so, but like, dude, I still had data, mobile data. And then they, you know, the services didn't last very long. They had, and you know, for the longer, you know, lasting service plans, they were crazy expensive. At least that's what I found. And I was like, when I got my first phone, dude, I was in the 6th grade. You know, I had a house phone I was allowed to use. My parents just said, okay, this is your permanent phone, the house phone. So we had all these agencies calling the house like, hey, you know, this is a house phone that you left 10 years ago. Our services have changed. If you're interested in subscribing to our news daily service or some whatever bullshit, I'd get 1,000 of those. And then,
you know what I was saying?
And then I'd answer the phone like, who's this? They're like, hey, can you put your parents on the line? It's like, dude, they gave me this phone. And it's still technically there. We don't have a house phone no more. What's up? Well, what's up?
Agencies don't want to call.
Yeah, but
Mom got a house phone. I was like 7th grade.
Yeah,
The first one I did have was a flip phone.
Yeah, the flip phones, that shit, bro, that shit was revolutionary when it first came out, dude. And these kids these days don't understand that shit, bro. The flip phones, or remember those phones with like you press the button, the bottom would flip out, and then you'd be able to like text on it with a little keypad and shit. Remember those? Bro, people these days, these kids these days don't understand that. Are you able? Is your TV working now?
Let me see. I might lose. You want to go? Up the ass.
I don't really like AT&T, but they do offer like one of the best Wi-Fi services where I live.
Well, they do offer HBO Max, which they own. Warner Brothers owned by HBO Max.
And the other thing about AT&T, turns out at our store, at a hardware store, they literally sell house phones, and I can literally connect it downstairs. And ultimately, I kind of want that because it's like, alright, I can use a phone besides my actual phone for like, personal related things. So I could use this phone to, make calls in my work instead of them calling my phone directly. But they're like, well, we could text you, and it's like this and that. And it's like, yeah, cool. Do it the old school way, man. And what's up with people trying to say that we're going to replace the mail system? Like, you understand, okay, if we replace the mail system that we have right now, you understand that Amazon won't be allowed to really, like, ship their own shit. You know what I mean? It's like, that all comes in through the mail. Yeah, you buy it online, but, you're talking about some email is going to replace mail. So now mail is going up, like, or stamps are going up, like, 30 cents. It's like, Jesus Christ, 30 cents? Who gives a shit? It's like, yeah, but, dude, for stamps? It's like every little bit they change because they're trying to compete with something that's completely free, sending an email, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, old people, old people, here's the thing. Old people aren't going to be around forever. Once they die, and all the old people from back in the 70s, when they all finally die, you know what I mean? That's like, dude, holy fuck. You know what I mean? That's fucked. Because those are the people that raised me and raised you. You know what I mean? And people don't get that. It's like, you know what I mean? That's a whole generation of people that did things a way that made sense. And now, I mean, like, you go into like a place like Starbucks and they have everything except for coffee-flavored coffee. What flavor? I'll have a regular what? A regular coffee. Is it a cappuccino, a frappuccino? What the fuck? Fucking, what are you gonna do? Next thing you know, they're gonna put all your breakfast products in a coffee called an eggacino. Like, dude, coffee, the last thing coffee needs is a menu. All it needs is a cup. Don't need a goddamn menu. And you got all these, you got all these dudes vaping, and they got their scarves and their beanies with their oversized headphones and their glasses they don't even need for reading. And they're just vaping, sending texts, and drinking out of their coffee like they're part of some tea party or some bullshit. And then they're selling, salad bowls and shit now. It's a mess.
People like that, I want to slap the fuck out of them. I would have taken out fucking glasses. The names are fucking reading. Like, what the fuck is the point of
and the man buns. And the man bun. I don't get it. But that's the millennial culture. Millennials, people that are older than us. I mean, I might be considered, I hope I'm not a millennial. I hope to God I'm not, but I hate my generation in and of itself. I don't like the feeling of being that generation of people that don't know shit about shit. Does that make sense? You're 19 years old, you don't know shit about shit. I'm tired of being told that. But at the same time, I look at some of my other people that are my age, and it's like, wow. It's like, it really is so. And it's like, I don't know, man. I'm just sick and tired of it, man. I'm just sick and tired of it.
Fucking hate millennials.
I do too, man. I do too. Not all millennials are bad, man, but you get idiots, dude.
What do you think about minorities?
Minorities? They're minorities. I mean, they're a part of their own culture, right? What I don't like is the fact that the whole, like, emphasis of being included. It's like, okay, you're already included in society. What are you not included in? It's like, okay, you know that, you want to know something that's actually racist? Okay, so look at this, bro. So, you know that some companies have to hire a certain amount of minority groups? Like, there has to be some black person or some Asian person that has to work somewhere because they're Mexican, because they're a minority, and denying them a job. Even though if somebody that wasn't a minority was way more qualified in something, they're going to go with the minority because it's the company and they can't, you know what I mean? Not OSHA, it's another company that makes these bullshit policies. It's like, okay, but what happens if they encourage you to really try your best, try your hardest, be more qualified? And it's like, okay, you go to college or whatever and they deny you because they need to fit a certain demographic of people within their school or whatever. They need to fit a more social norm. That in and of itself is racist, and quote unquote it's meant to stop racism, but isn't it sort of creating racism? I mean, you're going to pick a minority because of the color of their skin versus the actual quality or content of character. So I don't know, man. I'm a realist, and I'll be honest with you. You know, I get it, segregation and slavery were bad things, but, you know, in some cultures, still to this day, still practice slavery. And I'm not really one to talk much about slavery on my channel, but, you know, you go to places like, you know, Asia, you know, they got child slavery, not child slavery, but it's not technically slavery, but it's like, you just see what a third world can do to people, man. And it's like, to be poor in this country means you have running water, you got heat in your house, you got a shelter, and you got a TV and a phone and shoes and fresh clothes. Alright? To be homeless in this country means you got clothes, and you got a bunch of people that are willing to give you money and, like, you know, whatever, and support you being homeless. And then you got the caring, quote-unquote, government that's going to be doing all these homeless shelter plans and all this and that. To be homeless in this country is a lot better than to be homeless in Africa or homeless in some parts of Asia. So it's like really, and all people want to do in this country is just complain about it. That's stupid. Ultimately, and even I'm complaining about this country because there's stupid people in it. Like the millennials. Like, seriously, bro, they care more about pop culture icons than actual, like, political issues. His mic just got cut out. You still there? Yeah.
Because all the motherfuckers want to fight each other. You don't need to worry about that. We build this thing. We don't need to be nosy and fucking worry about that. Because now come over here and fuck with us. As long as you're fucking with them, then they're not gonna fuck with us.
Well, regardless. I know it's what's really sad is there are some people in my generation that don't know what Silent Hill is. That's like sad to me. Because it's like that's a whole generation of people that has no idea what Silent Hill is, or what, you know, they know what Resident Evil is because they still make games, but like Capcom still keeps that series very relevant. But like Silent Hill, for instance, man, like, dude, you understand I was born the year that Silent Hill 2 came out? Like, not many people understand the whole, that game is like 20 years old, bro. That's a 20-year-old video game, man. That's just unheard of. You know, when you think of like 20-year-old video games when I was little, you would think of like the Atari and Pac-Man. Nah, man, it's like Silent Hill now. Those games are in their 30s and 40s. It's like those video games are older than I am. And I mean, they're still fun to play. So it's like, versus some of these modern games, just like modern cinema, just like modern anything, like modern cars or modern TV, it's all the whole, they try to do more than what they are. What I liked about the original, you know, Dawn of the Dead was just how simple the premise was. And it's a zombie apocalypse. They're held up in a mall. Okay, the remake to that added way too many extra characters, way too much extra shit that was just not needed in that film. And it's like, that's modern cinema all the time now, and Zack Snyder, his horrible movies. Yeah, he makes great, like, rated R action hero fucking Marvel movies, but ultimately, dude, watching some of those movies, it's like, dude, I would much prefer the older, more simple movies without all the, I mean, I get it, you know, Die Hard had explosions, Scarface had explosions, but like, it's like, you see these superheroes flying through buildings and destroying the city, and it's like, wow, dude. And that's like, we saved the day! In the background, you know, the city's all destroyed and shit, man. It's like, way too much. Way too much action.
There's not much blood.
Well, I mean, take a look at the original, like, Die Hard, you know, they have him falling off the side of the building and he gets saved by that rope thing, or the fire extinguisher hose, or the fire hose, and that's what he uses to save him. That was like one of the most high-octane moments in that film. Wasn't too unrealistic, wasn't too realistic either. See where I'm going with that? But it was something that could possibly happen to have someone be light enough to be able to have the weight of a fire hose support you. And Scarface, you know, the most high-octane moments, that time with the chainsaw, or, for instance, the shootout at the nightclub, where the two guys had the MAC-10s and they're spraying, you know, spraying Al Pacino or Tony Montana, and then, you know, he ducks below the table and shoots them in the legs with a handgun. It wasn't all that much high-octane, but it was like, holy shit, whoa, what's going on? Like, shit escalated, yeah. That was like one of the most high-octane moments. Obviously, the most high-octane moment in that whole movie was the final scene. Man grabs an M16 with an underbarrel grenade launcher. Say hello to my little friend. That was action-packed, right? But, I mean, ultimately, he still got killed at the end, and... You know what I mean? It wasn't to the point where he was flying through buildings and shit. I get it, you know, the whole Superman can fly and this and that, but like, man, they really like overemphasize like how extreme that shit is, man. It's like, it's too much, man. It's exciting for an 11-year-old, but it's not exciting for me. I'm more plot oriented, you know what I mean?
Superheroes are for fucking adults, dude.
Oh, you're AFK. You're the last one alive, man. They only got 3 lives. You could possibly clutch this if you play your cards right. Oh, your TV cut out on you again?
Yeah.
That shit's gotta be annoying. But yeah, no, dude, I really want to go watch Doctor Strange so badly.
Don't watch that. Marvel's bad, dude.
Not Doctor. Did I say Doctor Strange? I meant to say Doctor Sleep. My bad.
Dude, he's got a superhero team called the Illuminati, bro. You know that?
You were telling me about that earlier.
Yeah, they got a superhero team called the Illuminati.
And you know, when we think about action, think about Resident Evil, right? The original Resident Evil was as survival horror as it gets. You know, they had the dogs, which are one of the scariest enemies in that game because they're so hard to hit and they do so much damage. They're just a really big overall threat. But you go to like Resident Evil 2, you got the Lickers, you had the opening sequence with all the shooting. Then you go to, you know what I mean, and then you got the Tyrant, which initially never appears on your first scenario. It only appears, I think, on your second scenario. Really unclear, but the whole Mr. X busting through the ceiling, falling down and pursuing you constantly while you're trying to do things made things very action-y, kind of. The whole, he's like the Terminator, right? Well, you take that whole shit, then ultimately speaking, oh, we're getting dropped. But then you get Resident Evil 3. Nemesis has got his rocket launcher. He's busting through walls, trying to get to you. He's doing everything Mr. X does, except Nemesis has a tentacle and he can, you know, pick you up and grab you with it. And he runs and charges at you. And then you got all these zombies everywhere, and everything's after you. That's really extreme. You know, Resident Evil 2 had the whole like bio lab underneath the sewers or whatever. That was kind of weird, kind of extreme, kind of far-fetched, but yeah, but the mansion incident made sense, you know. And I feel like, I don't know, man, Resident Evil just gets better as it gets older. Does that make sense? It's like, if I go replay the OG Resident Evil games, I still feel satisfied. It still satisfies me as much as it did years ago.
Ooh, deadly.
But DC is the best. That's your friend. Marvel's all bad.
I really like that Joker movie. It really reminded me of Taxi Driver. I think a lot of people also thought that too. But it mainly reminded me of it. I don't think it was as good as Taxi Driver, though, by any regards. Taxi Driver was Martin Scorsese's, like, one of his greatest movies, I'll argue. The character of Travis Bickle, such a great character. Yeah, we're gonna beat him. I think. I hope so.
Go ahead, man.
Objective lost.
Deploying nano smoke.
Stalling.
Getting out here. Ghost enemy spotted.
Stalling.
Five
Yeah, what's up?
Did I say this longbow I got?
The longbow?
My longbow,
Yeah, you showed me yesterday.
yeah, I need about string for it. I'm just that close. Probably about to
Ugh.
They came back.
Yeah, well, Jesus Harold, our team just sucks. I'm surrendering. Fuck all that. I think they removed that return to lobby feature. I think they removed it from the game.
Let's cut our losses and get out of here.
Dude, why would you, like... I accepted defeat. You know what I mean? I'm willing to accept that because there's no way we're going to win that. It's like... They're like, oh, there's a slight chance. The 1% chance. No, it's not the fucking movies. Your chance is up because you suck. You're the reason we got to that point where there's only a 1% chance. It's like, and you being the little 1% are the reason that we have that 1% chance. You being that 1% is what caused us to get there. And then you're all of a sudden going to clutch it? Well, you should have done it hours ago.
Dude.
And I wasn't doing too good last match either. I was probably at the bottom of the leaderboard. No, I was at the top. I did the most damage on the team. I got the most revives out of an individual. I had the most... Actually, someone had more downs than I did. I had 14 downs. The other guy had 15. You had 10, the other guy had 12. Eliminations, I got 29. Highest amount of eliminations. Can't tell you how many assists I got. So, you know, ultimately speaking, ready for the next round? So today, I'm at rank 17 on my battle pass, and we got 39 days. I don't really care too much for the Kestrel skin. Major danger. It's alright looking. It looks like a rocket or like even a plane like World War II. But that thing looks really weird.
My fucking TV. We're probably gonna do this for the rest of the day. Okay, there we go.
Yo, do you miss regular show?
Yeah.
I miss regular show.
What about Adventure Time?
You know, I like the first 2 seasons of Adventure Time. Anything after that sort of kind of lost me as I was getting older. But I miss my favorite cartoon series of all time, and I live by this, is Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Oh yeah.
That was my favorite cartoon franchise series or whatever ever. I love that episode where it's like, you know, they're all hanging out in Ed's basement watching that scary movie, and then all the power goes out across the neighborhood. They go into the sewers or whatever, and like they all think there's like these sewer monsters or whatever. That was my favorite episode of all time. Next to the one where they're in the scrapyard and they found that van, that like cool purple with flames on it van with the, you know, it's a, you know, they're in this car scrapyard thing and they're fighting robots or whatever. That was a good episode. And I remember this one where they're like, when they built this fake pyramid thing and they're having all the kids go in it and they're pay to enter kind of thing, and they sort of go through this pyramid with all these fake hieroglyph drawings and stuff, and I think they make Ed a mummy. I think is what they ended up doing. Stuff like that was great. I just like Ed and Eddie. I'll still watch it, man. I don't give a shit. But I'll be watching, if I have a kid, I'll be watching that shit with my son. I don't even give a shit. The key word is if I get a kid, which I don't plan on getting a kid until I turn like 28 or 30. Which is a fair boundary. That gives me about 4 years to join the Marine Corps. I don't really feel like making a career out of the Marine Corps. I feel like just doing my 4 years, start doing my time like a man, and then just sort of living life, man. You still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't really feel like making a career out of the military.
Oh.
I just feel like doing 4 years, maybe 8 years. Maybe I'll do re-enlistment. Do 8 years.
My brother actually did this.
Yeah, I think I'll re-enlist. And everyone keeps on telling me, you know, your time is here, your time is now. It's like under Biden? Nah, my time isn't under Biden. It's like, the way that I'm going to be treated in the military under Biden, the way that everyone's going to be handled, I don't agree. The way that he's handled Afghanistan, the whole Russian-Ukraine crisis bullshit. He told him politely not to invade shit. He's being all polite, pussyfooting it around. He ain't getting shit done. Behind you, Dustin. Behind you. Shit.
Objective secured. Defend it.
Yeah, let me sit up, right? But you feel me, dude?
What?
I said, but you feel me, dude?
Yeah.
Biden politely asked Russia not to invade Ukraine. And obviously, you know, Russia doesn't give a shit when you ask them politely, because you're asking them politely. You show no dominance in the situation, so of course they're not going to do anything. What is this thing? Why? What? Is that a glitch on my screen?
Why is what?
There was like this barbed wire in the air, and it was like stretched out. I got it on my stream.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to get off.
Why?
Game.
Why? What happened?
It's fucking TV.
Toughen out through it, man.
No, dude, it's really not. It's really going to keep cutting back off. Like it's probably really not going to let me get back on the green screen.
Have you been in the market for TVs recently? Have you seen the price of them?
About like $400 something.
Alright, bro.
Depends what type of answer you get.
Yeah. Don't get a smart TV. They're not really worth it. If you got the budget for it, sure, but if you just need a TV to just to...
Rough food. Because it was Chinese made.
Of course, the manufacturing in China sucks.
In China. That's why it sucks.
Now you see me?
Jap crap or Euro trash? Euro trash. How would you come up with those statements, man? Huh. You know, but what would you pick, Justin? Jap crap or Euro trash?
Jap crap.
You pick Jap. See, I'd pick Euro trash because I prefer Ferrari. There's not really any good, like, Japanese-made cars.
Oh, you meant cars.
Yeah,
Euro.
Euro trash, yeah. See, like, really, what car brands does Japan have besides... I'm surrendering, fuck this, we got dropped. We got dropped, bro, like, there's just no way. Dude! Ugh! But do I have any other weapons I could use, perhaps? Oh god, the Sahara variant. Jesus Christ, I don't like this one. I like the AK looking one. Trying to max level the Nightshade.
Well balanced.
Oh, Justin.
Yeah.
Bro, I can't wait, bro. I'm about to be working from 12 to 8 tomorrow.
Damn, it's a long
Yeah. Yeah, it is, but next week we got employee appreciation, which is basically like, you basically pay it, everything cost at cost. Does that make sense? Everything is at cost, plus 10%. I think.
Or Jake, or the 7 to 4. Food out.
And what cost is basically like whatever it costs the company to buy it is what you're paying for it. And the company, let's say a staple gun only costs the company $5. Now you're paying $5 plus 10%. Basically. My Lord Jesus, oh my God. Our team sucks, bro.
I'm about to have to do something.
Dude, we were like 8 to 10.
Contracts are bust. Let's head on.
You're playing mess around, man.
Go here.
Put me with the shitty teammates. How dare you, game? Do a match without you said? Damn. Ugh. So tired.
Hey, Solomon.
What's up?
I'm doing the party right back. I make a phone call.
Alright.
Remember, if you're downrange,
Alright, let's
you're
get
the
this going.
target.
Defending here.
I'll take it.
What are you doing? Just rush him. What are you doing? Just standing there for? Idiot teammates, dude. Fucking retards.
I've seen better.
Are you gonna res me? Alright, bet I remember that, bruh. I remember that. Whenever you go down, I'm gonna teabag your corpse. I hate teammates like that. Like, boy, what the? Okay, I don't. Okay, I guess I got sniped. Fucking teammates like that. I'm gonna res that idiot.
Objective lost. Let's get it back.
Now you res me after the match is over. I really don't like that dude right now. That dude pissed me off.
I'll take it.
No, I'm going to go with headshot damage. Who's all on the team? Headshot damage. Loki kind of felt like playing some R85 for whatever reason. Do another playthrough on that game. Holy fuck. Bet, it's gonna res you.
This doesn't mean I like you.
Good job.
This doesn't mean I like you.
The enemies have 5 reinforcements remaining. Enemies have control of the objective. Capture it.
I want to go get Code Veronica and play that. Oh, I want to play it on the PS4 and the PS2.
Enemies are out of reinforcements.
I don't know, I guess I really like Resident Evil. I haven't watched the fucking shitty movies. Resident Evil. Hey, now he's resing me. Alright, he's been redeemed.
I've seen better.
I don't know if anybody remembers this title on the PS3, but it was called Pain. Anyone who watches this after it's already live, let me know if you guys have ever played Pain. It's on a PS3 title. I really want to get it and play it. I really want to get more PS3 games, like the digital download games, like Castle Crashers and whatnot. I really liked Castle Crashers. It was a fun little experience, and I would love to get to replay it again. I love playing all the PS3 games, I really do. And I guess while I'm at it, I might as well just get the Black Ops 1 and World at War DLCs. While I'm at it, might as well, right? Since I love living my retro gaming lifestyle in my basement, and I get to escape. Speaking of which, after I'm done playing this, I'm probably going to go downstairs and play some Borderlands 2. PS4 or PS3, doesn't really matter to me. I played countless hours. Dude, I have over 1,000+ hours in Borderlands. Easily. Probably spent over 300 or 400 days worth of time. mean, I put like hundreds of hours my first year owning the game, and I played it almost every day. So I've definitely put a lot of time into it. I think I'm actually like on what do you call it? I have like 2,000 hours in GTA 5 online, I think.
On your feet.
Enemies are running low on reinforcements. You all made that one easy.
Ran out of people to kill. Okay.
Bro, Borderlands has been out for 10 years. Fuck. I'm not gonna say I put hundreds of hours. I'm not gonna say I put over 1,000 hours on BioShock, but I definitely put hundreds of hours into BioShock for sure. I must have beaten the game about 12, maybe 12, maybe 14 hours, 12 to 14 hours into that game over the span of the PS3. Now the PS4, I definitely put about like 3 or 4 days worth of time into playing it. But at that point, I was like speed running the game. If you span my hours across all BioShock games, like BioShock 1 Infinite, definitely got a lot more time in. Especially playing through all the 2's DLCs. I had the Protector DLC and the Minerva Den DLC, and I played a little bit of the multiplayer in the PS3 for BioShock 2. BioShock 1, I got the added scenario missions or whatever, the challenge rooms, I think is what it was for BioShock 1. I definitely played through those. I thought they were kind of neat. There was a couple, I mean, I didn't really like them. I think there should have been more being offered, but yeah, that's just my opinion. The Big Daddy one was pretty cool. So here's my general stats. Victories, I got 424. Time played 7 days, 7 hours, 19 minutes. So Rogues mastered. I got like 15 rogues mastered. Not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. Though I must say, I mean, obviously 8,881 kills and level 101. Definitely some pretty high stats. Anyway, dudes, think I'm gonna go downstairs. See you in the next one. Peace.